Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? My name is Tony Rizzondo, and this is another episode of the world famous, the University Love, the best podcast in 1, 2, 3 galaxies. But, ladies and gentlemen, you and I, we just call this show Online Marketing Moves, and we are coming to you live today. Ladies and gentlemen, how are you? Come on in, come on in, come on in. We have an exciting episode for you today. Today, we are going to talk about research. Now, you want to research products, you want to research, you know, you want to research the things that you do. You want to, if you have a website and you want to talk about animals, do some research. Go to animal websites, look it up, see what you like, see what you don't like, see what you want to do. You don't have to follow them step by step. I would definitely not do that, but you can always be inspired. Now, the reason why I bring this up is because today, okay, I am still in Minnesota. I am off. I am leaving Minnesota today, but before I go, I am going to go to the Mall of America, I believe. And I'm going to go to the Mall of America because I want to do some research. What research do I want to see? I want to walk around. I'm going to walk around for 30 minutes, maybe an hour. I'm going to walk around, do some research. I'm going to see what kind of marketing messages that the Mall of America has. Why is it a popular place? Why do people want to go there? Why do people want to show up? And so today we are going to talk about something that's might be boring to you, but it's always exciting to me, and that is research. Now, why do I bring this up? Because I bring this up because, listen, we all nobody wants to. You want high engagement in whatever you do. You do not want to be talking in a vacuum. Okay, trust me. After a while, you you create content, and you're getting low views. You're not getting the views you want, and you want more views because listen, you are not creating content for fun. You are not creating content for giggles. You are creating content because you want people to see it and you want to make money from it. Of course you do. This is why we're all doing. This is why I do a podcast. I don't do a podcast for giggles because if I did, I would not upload it on YouTube. I would not be building the website to put it there. I would not try to do all the other things that I'm doing to expose the podcast. I would just do a podcast and I would send it to my mom and I'll say, "Mommy, look at this look at this podcast." That would be it. Okay. No. When you create content, when you create podcasts, you create YouTube channels, it's for a purpose. You want to make money. And the more that you can study, the more that you can do research, the more you can figure out what do I need to do to get this thing off the ground, the better off you will be. Now, we all know a lot of people are doing podcasts. We're just going to stick to podcasts right now because that's what I do. So we're going to stick to that. A lot of people, they do podcasts, podcasts. The podcast market seems to be saturated, but you can be one of the ones who make money from it. You have to be consistent, but you also have to study the market. What do you want to talk about? Do you want to talk about spirituality? You want to talk about politics? You want to talk about sports? If you want to talk about sports, what sport do you want to talk about? I would say, go down, talk about baseball, talk about hockey, talk about soccer, talk about something that is not already the market is flooded with, um, it's just, but I would do research, and you do research because you want to figure out, what can I do? Where can I go? The quickest way to monetize what I'm doing. So that way, you start making money, you start gaining confidence, and confidence is one of the things that you need to make it, in anything. If you are working out and you're like, I was 240 a month ago, I'm still 240. you're gonna get a little deflated. You're not gonna be as excited to where if you have been working out for a month and of course you've been eating right. We all know the formula, and you went from 240 to let's say 237, but you can definitely see the shifting of the weight. You're losing inches. You feel better. You will be like, okay, 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 I'm seeing some results. I feel the results. So you want to see the fruits of your labor. And the more research you do, the more studying you do, the more um the more marketing, the better plan you have, the better strategy you have, the better off you will be. And so tomorrow, I just, well, yeah, today, I kept thinking, I got to, because, I've been looking at websites, writing stuff down, and because I don't want to do the same old. I had a conversation last week with my wife, and we was talking about the podcast, and she had some great ideas, and I listened to them. I've written them down, and I'm going to implement some of them. Some of them I said, we'll see about that. But some of them I liked. She said I should interview more people. I agree with that. She said I should, do more, telling people where I'm located. I said, okay, that sounds doable. I used to do that back in the day. I don't know if I got tired of it, if I thought people would get tired of it, but it's an interesting twist because, I am driving driving a truck, doing a podcast, and talking about marketing. It's different, you know, and getting into the world of copywriting, building a website, all this, all that. It's a great story. Sounds great. So I said, you know what? I am going to listen to you, young lady, and we're gonna implement some of those ideas. But still, with the website, I've been doing more and more looking, and I'm like, all right. So I wrote down a bunch of stuff, and I've been on GoDaddy trying to do the. It's annoying because, well, I'm not gonna get off until, but the whole AI thing, and they say they'll build a website 30 days, blah blah blah. It's annoying, but whatever. But the point is, the more research, the more you laser in on what you can do, the quickest way to monetize, the more confidence you will get, the better off you will be. And you will be able to generate more, because if you are making money from your business, you are able to put more money back into the business. And the more you put into the business, the more success you will have, the more people you will get, the bigger the thing will get, and the more money you will be able to make. Okay. Now, I know it can be boring sometimes when people, it can be boring sometimes when you get into it can be boring sometimes when you get into this kind of, market research and this and that, and other, it's not pizzazz. It's not, it's not John Coltrane. It's not smooth jazz. It's not, this is this is elementary jazz, what what I'm telling you. This, I know this, but a lot of people do not want to do the work that's involved when it comes to, hey, let's do research. Hey, what can we do? Hey, let's test this out. Let's try this. Let's try that. A lot of people do not want to do that. People want to show up. They want 1 million followers right off the bat, and it don't work like that, unfortunately. Okay, unless you are, you know, uh, maybe you're Barack Obama and you drop a podcast, and there's gonna be too many. Obama, if he came out with a podcast, I'm pretty sure he would have 1 million views in a day. You ain't Obama, baby. Okay, listen, I ain't talking to I ain't talking to the NBA player or the rapper or the former president who's coming out with a podcast. I mean, you're not gonna be like your boy Trump over there. He decided he was claiming bankruptcy or about to file bankruptcy or something nonsense like that, and he sold some business, and then they gave him like $5 billion, something like that, something nuts like that. That's not gonna happen for you. But if you start doing more research and you start doing some real homework, some due diligence, you will be able to expand, you will be able to grow, and you can get into because listen, there's no such thing as a saturated market. There are going to be a lot of people who do everything from YouTube channels to podcasts to writing. There's a lot of people now who are doing a lot of different stuff. Okay? Do not get me wrong. I understand that completely, but nobody cares. What you have to do is say, F all that. I'm not worried about this person. I'm not worried about that person. I'm not worried about them. Not worried about them. I can do me. And you are, if the more you focus on you, the more you focus on your business, the more you focus on the drive, the determination. Everybody works hard, Jack. Don't get me wrong. And everybody thinks they should, everybody thinks, especially in America, everybody thinks they should be a star. Everybody thinks they're important. You see the attitudes now. It's long change. People go to the airport. They tell, the airport says, hey, man, you got to be there 30 minutes early. You don't catch a flight. People show up 15 minutes before the flight. Then they get pissed off. Why do I? They tell you 30 minutes before the flight, They tell you, I saw people upset with Chipotle because they say Chipotle is not giving them the right amount of food. You go to Chipotle, you've been going to Chipotle. It's been pricey in my eyes anyway. Look, anything over $2 for me is too expensive. But anyway, they've been going to Chipotle, and all of a sudden, people see, oh man, TikTok video, they walking out of Chipotle. Blah, 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 blah. I'm gonna walk out of Chipotle. Chipotle did not ask you to come inside their restaurant. They've been selling you the same food, whether it's expensive or not, does not matter. You've been going in there, you've been plumping down your money, so don't get all carried away all of a sudden. Everybody thinks they're somebody. But if you really want to become somebody, listen, you're already somebody in the eyes of the Lord. So relax. But if you want to become somebody in business, you want to become somebody in creating content, then you must do a little studying. You must do a little homework. You must get a leg up on the competition. You can't just be like, oh, my mom and dad said I'm the greatest thing in the world. In the world, I should be getting 1 million views. It don't work like that. You got to get in there. You got to get your hands a little dirty, and you got to do some research. You got to do some studying, and you got to implement the things that you learn. Do things different. Do different angles, try different things. Don't be a copy carbon. One of the most egregious things I've seen in the last 6 months. My daughter, she likes to watch Miss Rachel. And Miss Rachel, she has a lot of YouTube followers, and she has a big she spoke at a college I saw a couple weeks ago, and she's been on ABC and all this stuff. And I saw her on Sesame Street, and she did something with Blippy and all this stuff. All this stuff is great. It's wonderful. But one day my wife said, hey, it's a lady dressing just like Miss Rachel. It's like a carbon copy. And she showed me the video, and I said, that is nuts, And it's like, there's a lot of room. There's a lot of people that do kid videos because, listen, if you can hit on doing kid videos, my daughter watches the same people, the same 3 or 4 people every day. Whenever she watches TV, every day, it's the same people, the same videos over and over and over and over again. So I get it. There's a lot of money to be had in the kiddie space, but to just blatantly rip off somebody dressed the same, the shirt might have been a different color. I'm not even sure about that. I don't even remember, but I was just like, this is nuts. To be a copy of somebody else is nuts. You don't want to be like that because that is not that is not gonna last, Why be why try to be somebody else? And I don't get it. But it's not sustainable. Okay, you want to be you. You know, like I told you, I think might have said something last week. Like, the will is the will. It's just, do you want you want a different rim on that wheel? What do you want? You want spikes coming out the wheel. You want spinning rims. Like, what do you want? Like, the wheel has been invented. They're not gonna go to blocks. They're not gonna put blocks on cars and be like, all right, drive them. It's always gonna be a tire. Okay, the tire has been invented. Do you want different hubcaps on the tire? So what I'm telling you is, no matter what space you go into, no matter what category you talk about, somebody's talked about it before. But what you can do is add your opinion, add your flavor, add your seasoning to it. But in order to do that, do some studying, do some research, do some what's working, what's not working, what can I do, how can I add it, what can I do to be different, what can I do to stand out, and that's how you get down the line. You know, the because now with podcasting, a lot of times you see people, they've been on like some type of TV show or something, and then they start doing podcasts, and people are going to watch because people are fools for TV, and they believe anything they see on TV. And so, there's a lot of sheep in the world, and so, maybe if you get on a TV show, maybe you get on 90 Day Fiance, then maybe you have celebrity status. But for most of us that don't want to be on reality TV, you got to start from the bottom. You got to do a little research. You got to do a little, you got to do a little work, and it's okay. You'll get there. Listen, dig a ditch, dig a well, and the water start flowing every day. Now, I'll give you an example. Every day now, I get downloads from all the episodes we have ever done. Somebody downloads something. Some days it's lower than I like. Some days it's higher than what I would think. But they're there every day now. Well, we got to do more digging. We got to do more digging. But it's there. Got to do more research. Marketing. Where we gonna go? What we gonna talk about? What we gonna do? Got to go from we got to stop talking general, stop talking basics, beginners, we got to grow. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. We will be back tomorrow with an all new episode of Online Marketing Moves. And by the time you listen to that show, I will be somewhere in the middle of the country, but I will let you know where I'm at. All right. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. God bless. I love you. And as always, everybody, peace.